Hi, this is Sway Band Anime, and this is part of my series called Big Bang Sunday. That's so lame. But it's part of my series that I'm starting where I look up Big Bang. Big Bang is one of the first K-pop groups I found out about, and I thought I would look back on them a little bit more. I've been doing my series All Things Shiny, and because I've been doing my series All Things Shiny, I found out I've been sleeping on Shiny for a while. So I'm like, have I been sleeping on Big Bang? And so this is my series. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you like K-pop, check out my channel. Subscribe. If you like K-dramas and K-dramas reviews, subscribe. And if you like anime, subscribe. Okay, with that said, let's begin. Hey you guys, this is me post editing my re-upload. I'm doing this because in my first video that I posted, a lot of people were saying that Shiny was not the kings of K-pop. I just want to let everyone know, like somewhere in the video I say that Shiny's like the kings of K-pop. I'm not sure who's the king of K-pop is. I'm not familiar with K-pop royalty or anything like that. So please forgive me if I say that anytime in the video. If you guys know who's the kings and queens of K-pop, please let me know in the comments below. I also say something in the video about Shiny being first generation. I'm not too sure how generations work. I don't know the difference between second generation and first generation. I'm kind of new to K-pop. I always wanted to get into K-pop ever since high school. And now is my chance to get into it. You know, K-pop is very cool. It has really cute boys. They're really talented people in here. And I know a lot of people really like it. And I really want to take that in consideration when I make my videos as well. But also, thank you guys for being patient with my learning journey. I don't really know that much about K-pop, but I'm willing to learn. So thank you guys for letting me know that I made a mistake in classifying who's what. And let's get back to the video. Sorry.
Big Bang. How's it going, guys? I'm Internet's Nathan.
Wait,
Welcome back.
sorry. Be sure to check out this person's channel. Hold on. What's their channel name? They are really cool. Hold on. Yeah. See? Check out their channel. Yeah, okay. If you want to hear someone not talk through it. Okay. Let's begin.
My What Happened series where I talk about K-pop groups that have kind of disappeared. Before we get this started, if you're new, please hit that subscribe button and that bell so you don't miss a thing. We're on the road to 100K before 2020. I think we can do it. So, Big Bang, the leaders of the Korean wave, the catalyst of the rise of YG into the big three, and what else can I say? The kings of K-pop. Before we talk about what happened to Big Bang, what I always like to do is look.
Hey, you guys. Do you agree with that comment that Big Bang is the kings of K-pop? I guess, like, who would be the kings of K-pop, actually? I would think, and maybe because I'm biased because I've been listening to a lot of Shiny, I would think Shiny would be the kings of K-pop. But I'm not too familiar with K-pop, so I haven't been following it for a while. But, yeah, I would think Shiny would be the kings of K-pop because they're, like, the first generation. But is Big Bang the kings of K-pop? I mean, okay.
Back. The beginning of Big Bang began with Taeyang and G-Dragon. They were trainees in YG and were actually prepared to debut as a duo called GDYB. G-Dragon was scouted by Sean from Jinnu Sean, an existing hip-hop duo within YG. Then he recommended G-Dragon to Young Han-suk, the founder and, at the time, CEO of YG Entertainment. Taeyang went on to audition to be Mini Sean in a Jinnu Sean music video, and he also had a desire to join YG as well, but it wasn't that easy. He had to beg.
That's very interesting. I remember, like, the one thing I remember I liked G-Dragon in high school. I was, like, obsessed a little bit, and I was getting more into K-pop, and I don't know why I stopped, but, like, I was getting into K-pop, and then I was obsessed with G-Dragon, and then I found out he was part of a bigger group called Big Bang, and I was like, what? And I listened to their music, and it was pretty decent, but I never really followed them after that. Yeah, I'm just thinking, I'm like, I only found out about Big Bang because of G-Dragon, to be honest.
For a chance, and when he was given a chance to audition, he nailed it and joined YG as well. Going a little bit backwards, one of G-Dragon's childhood friends, while G-Dragon left his hometown to pursue YG, was known as Tempo, but better known as T.O.P. today. And T.O.P. had a really strong passion for music. T.O.P. was a rising star in the underground hip-hop scene as a rapper. Both T.O.P. and G-Dragon would record a few demos, which G-Dragon sent to YG. Young Han-suk then asked T.O.P. to audition. When he did, he was failed for being too chubby. That didn't deter T.O.P. as he said he went home and exercised really hard because he wanted to join YG as well.
This man was fat shamed out of the industry. It was like, nah, you fat. They didn't even try to work with him. They didn't even try to help him lose weight. They were like, nah, there's nothing we can do for you. Like, that is so petty. Like, they could have been like, we putting you on a. I mean, I understand. Like, I guess like I understand aesthetics and stuff like that, but I understand aesthetics of the industry. Like, like people want people to look a certain way, especially in Korea and in America when it comes to like the entertainment industry, and I'm okay with that. But I mean, I'm not okay with that. It's kind of, but anyway, but I get that. But it was like usually I thought like industries like invest in you. Like if you really got talent, they would like try to like at least try to help you. Like, hey, like you got talent, okay, but we need a certain look from you. So we're gonna get you a stylist. We're gonna put you on a diet for like a year. We're gonna debut you. We're gonna see how you do with audience and stuff like that. But it's kind of bogus though with this aesthetic. That could have been a bit. I mean, Biggie Smalls in America, he was plus size and he could rap, and the women loved him. I don't know, plus size movement.
He lost 44 pounds in 2 months. He auditioned for the second time and was signed to YG. A member that didn't make it into the final lineup of Big Bang and actually had a amazing career in K-pop was Hyun Sung. Hyun Sung was training with Big Bang in the pre-debut days but didn't debut with the group. And later he would leave to join Cube Entertainment, being a part of Beast, and then Troublemaker with Hyuna. Daesung, the
Oh,
magnate of the group, simply joined YG through an audition. Seungri was next to be found through a show to find the next Shinhwa, a first-generation K-pop group who was so huge at the time. Though he was eliminated in the 9th episode, he was scouted by YG, where he auditioned and joined. What's really interesting, and I suggest you do it, is you can actually watch the formation of Big Bang in the early days through a documentary here on YouTube. I should
hmm.
mention that they went through some rough times in the beginning. They all lived in one apartment along with their manager, and they mentioned that they had days where they can only afford one meal a day. And some members sacrificed their meal that day to give to another member. Big Bang made their official debut at the YG Family 10th anniversary concert in 2006. Their debut track was We Belong Together with future 21 member Park Bom. At the time, nobody knew who Big Bang was, and their debut went and gone with little
Hold
attention.
on. I'm not sure how I feel about those braids, but yeah, I was like, I know G Drake had cornrows before too. I was just like, that's probably why I stopped listening to G Drake. I'm like, And then he had like a video when he had like light skinned kids and along with like light skinned black kids along with like tigers and like it was like he had light skinned black kids along with like tigers and like lions and stuff. It was like, his song One of a Kind, and I was like, I don't know why. That just I guess like I'm sorry. I know like people would be like, this is political, but I'm a black person, so I don't like the cultural appropriation within K-pop. But then I think that I do love the cultural exchange within music. So I do like cultural exchange within music, where like people take culturally like different like elements of like like say for instance hip hop and rap and make it into their own. I don't like the cultural appropriation where they're like doing black styles and like taking black clothing and making it into their own, but then discriminate against black people. Um, because I feel like they do that a lot in Korea. Like I've been like I don't know. I know a few people who went to Korea who are black and they're like talking about the discrimination is real there. So I guess like for me personally, like, I like cultural exchange. Like if someone the same thing if it was like a black group or and they took some cultural elements from Korean music. Like I think cultural exchange is like a respect for the art, but I think cultural appropriation is more like taking from the group and then not necessarily appreciating it. Um, I'm an activist in my free time, so yeah.
They
Of course, I
continued to
talk
release
like this.
singles that averaged around 40,000 sales each, but their next release became a K-pop classic. Lies point
Oh, only reason I bring that up because it was somebody with braids. I don't know
at
if
the
you guys
heartstrings
saw him. Hold
they can
on,
only afford one meal a
1 meal a
day. In some
day.
weeks, their debut track
Hold
was
on,
We
let's see if we
Belong
can catch him.
Together with future 21
There we go.
member
Ah,
Park
God
Bom.
damn it!
At the time,
Pause. Damn it! Y'all see him? He had braids. It's just like, but the way I guess it's like it's a bigger conversation with that, but we could, yeah. I was thinking about like going over like why cultural appropriation is bad, with the whole point of like, why it's like everyone wears braids, but then it's just a problem because it's like everyone can wear braids, right? Anyone can wear braids, but I think it's a specific way that black people wear braids is more of the issue. Whereas like it's a cultural appropriation where like black people are shamed for wearing their hair like that, but then when other groups wear it, they're like praised for it or seen as interesting and unique. And I think that's like also an issue where like cultural exchange would be like it's both really it's respect amongst it, but we don't live in a world where like cultural exchange is like brought up more because most people cultural appropriate from each other and they take and then they like talk shit about each other later. So I know this is a lot. I'm just like talking randomly.
For 8 consecutive weeks, where it became the longest running number one by a boy group, selling another 120,000 copies. As fast as they were rising, their bodies couldn't handle it, as several members were hospitalized for exhaustion, so they had to step back for promotions. But their success didn't stop, as their albums were in so high demand that the record company had to reprint and repackage albums for a re-release.
That's
A
good.
lot of re-re's. At the tail end of 2007, Big Bang took Japan by storm. Big Bang debuted in Japan with the album For the World, which charted really well without much promotions. To save time, Big Bang in 2008 released another album featuring numerous Korean artists. The title track Day by Day became one of the most downloaded singles in Korea with over 5 million downloads. Big Bang returned to Japan with a new single called Number One, and Big Bang received their second Artist of the Year award at Mama 2008. Coming off their biggest year yet, Big Bang slowed down on promotions, but that didn't mean they didn't feature in other groups. What am I talking about? Have you heard about Lollipop? Lollipop was a collaboration between Big Bang and YG's new girl group, 21. A song created to promote a brand deal with LG, but also 21, as they were just debuting. Something that I miss in K-pop today. Groups from the same company just doing stuff together. The rest of 2009 was scheduled with brand deals and a Japanese tour, and some promotional songs in support of Kim Yuna, a Korean figure skater, and the 2010 World Cup. With no full group promotions, this is when we saw GD and T.O.P. for the first time, the first subunit of Big Bang between G-Dragon and T.O.P. With the
His name was T.O.P. I've been calling him Top this whole time. Ever since I was in high school, I'm like, oh, I like Top because Top has a really deep voice. I didn't know you call it T.O.P. I was like, Top, 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 Top. I'm just so embarrassed now. I'm like,
album of the same name, which saw them achieve equal success as Big Bang did. 2011, after a 2-year break, Big Bang was back as one with the release of their new EP, Tonight. And before its official release, it broke records, surpassing TVXQ in the number of pre-orders at 10,000. Not one, but 4 tracks off the album top charts at the same time. That 2-year break they took did much more good than harm, as Big Bang reportedly earned $69.4 million in 2011, despite the fact that they promoted for only half the year. 2012 was the beginning of something big. Big Bang put out the Alive album, one of the best K-pop albums ever created. Some of the tracks in the Alive album are Blue, the lead single, Bad Boy, and a little song, I don't know, maybe you heard about it, called Fantastic Baby. Wow, Fantastic Baby.
oh yeah, I love that song.
I believe this album.
I think that was like Fantastic Baby was the first like Big Bang song I heard. I was like, what? What? Like this is crazy. I don't know. I really liked it, and oh man, high school was a different time.
And Big
Jesus.
Bang single-handedly started the first K-pop wave across the world. Fantastic Baby went crazy viral and was a huge hit. Big Bang saw themselves claim 5 spots in the top 10 on Billboard's Hot 100 and number 150 on Billboard's 200. They were officially the first Korean act ever to do this with a Korean album, getting recognized by Time Magazine and the Grammy Awards. Needless to say, Big Bang made the world do a double take when it comes to K-pop as a music genre. Following the boom of Alive, Big Bang set off their first world tour, the Alive Galaxy Tour, covering 21 cities in over 13 countries. The demand was so high for tickets that they added additional shows in LA, New Jersey, and London. The final tally of the whole tour was
This is random, but I did not like how he was staring at the camera. It felt weird. It felt like he was staring into my soul.
800,000 people. Their next release was like deja vu. Still Alive was the name of their special album, which had the title track Monster. Back-to-back triumphant albums had boosted Big Bang in global recognition, hitting 11th on Billboard's Social 50 and receiving 3 awards at the 14th Mama Awards for Best Male Group and Artist of the Year. The other award was given to G-Dragon for Best Male Solo for his artistic Coup d'etat album. If you haven't, give that a listen, man. G-Dragons.
G Dragon's, regardless what I said earlier, G Dragon is an amazing rapper. Like he is a really good rapper. He might culture appropriate, but he is a good rapper and he is good at what he does. And I know a lot of like I have a lot of like Asian friends, and they were telling me, well, Okay, a lot of Chinese friends, and that's Asian, but it's different than Korean. But a lot of my Chinese friends were telling me that, like, how am I gonna explain this? Hmm. Okay, I have a lot of like friends who are Chinese, and that's a lie. Okay, hold on, that's not a lie. Mm. Yeah, some of my friends who are Chinese, hmm, what I've noticed with a lot of my friends who are Chinese, and Asian and or Asian, is that they a lot of people connect to blackness as a way to show rebellion, and they feel like they connect to blackness in a way of like, not a rebellion, but they feel like as being the outcast, being not able to fit in, and being not able to be like cared for. And I think that a lot of people relate to hip hop and rap as being like, as that, like, an outcast. Like, this is like what this is a culture that you connect. This is a culture for outcasts, and I think that people see like black people like the outcasts of the world. And so a lot of people really do identify with rap. And I have talked to a lot of like people where they're like, well, I love black culture because like black people embraced me when like my people didn't, or they're like talked about like how you know uh, yeah. So I guess this is like a really random thing, but it reminded me of G Dragon because like, he grew up like poor, and like he grew up like what they were talking about. Like he grew up poor, and he grew up like you know like in a room where he had to like he didn't even get like a really good manager in the beginning. They had to share meals. So I can only imagine like his lifestyle and what the way he grew up at home and stuff like that. And a lot of people, a lot of like the Asian people that I know who grew up in abusive homes, they really connect with blackness in the sense of like not feeling like you can fit in nowhere, not feeling like you can talk to anyone about things, not feeling like that. And not saying that's representative of black people, and that's not saying that all black people feel that way or that's representative of black culture, but I think that a lot of people connect to blackness and black culture through this like lens of like being outcast and like feeling like this is a place to feel in and a way to exhibit aggression, like in a rap is like in rap and hip hop is a way to exhibit aggression or passion in a way that that is more healthy, because it's rap is just poetry with a beat. So um yeah. I know that's random, but yeah.
Now, let me mention that all the other members also had solo songs, aside from G-Drag. Taeyang, over the course of Big Bang's career, had Wedding Dress, Ringalinga. T.O.P. had Doom Da Da Dip Da, Doom Da Da Da. Two dots, three dot. You know what I'm talking about. This song actually had pretty successful solos in Japan as a solo artist. Delight and Seungri as well. You know, he was there too. Then in 2015, there was a sudden drop. Big Bang was on hiatus for 2 years again, with G Dragon expressing his lack of motivation to write new music. But many sleepless nights later, Big Bang made their long awaited return with the ambitious Made album. Breaking up the album into special singles M, A, D, and E, M had two songs, Loser and Baby. This was the start of the domination. Both songs occupied the number one and number two spot in Billboard's World Digital Songs, Loser being number one. Funny enough, Loser won Song of the Year awards while Baby did the same. The next month was time for A. This had We Like to Party and the modern day Fantastic Baby on steroids. Bang, bang, bang. So that's bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang.
I like it.
Bang, bang, bang.
I like it. I like that song. I gotta look it up. Seems raw.
I don't even need to mention how
Raw.
powerful
Oh my
Bang Bang
gosh.
Bang
Music
is
slang from
still today.
2013. Jesus.
Bang 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 earned Song of the Year at Mama 2015 and was the best performing single of 2015 in South Korea. Next month was D. Out came the songs If You and Sober. A little bit more emotional and ballady, but not doing as well as the rest, only taking that number two spot in world digital charts. And finally, E. E was special as we saw the return of GD and T.O.P. with Shudda and the song Let's Not Fall in Love. To emphasize the release of their new album, Big Bang went on their second world tour, and this tour was the biggest tour K-pop has ever imagined, performing for a total
Really?
of 1.5 million fans across the world and stands as the single largest tour by any Korean act ever. The official release of the complete album was postponed to add even more songs, including Fuck It and Last Dance. And then Big Bang celebrated a monumental milestone. On August 19, 2016, Big Bang had their 10th anniversary, something many K-pop groups never get to see. As 2016 drew to a close, so did Big Bang as a whole group. February 2017
Hmm.
is when T.O.P enlisted for his mandatory military service, and in 2018, Big Bang had one more song to bid a farewell to VIP.
Wait, I have a question. So I know that people go into military service sometimes. I wonder if like what is it a special segment for like people who are like is it a special section for people who are like celebrities? Like is do they have like a special treatment or do they just get like are they supposed to like just be in there like everyone else and it's like no special treatment? Like I guess like I'm confused about that a little bit because I can imagine like American celebrities going into like the military mandatorily and not getting special treatment. So I don't know how Korea is.
Aka
South
Big
Korea.
Bang's fans, with Flower Road. We would see Big Bang members follow T.O.P into the military one at a time, with G-Dragon, Taeyang, Daesung, and Seungri soon to follow. But success always comes with trouble. As during military service, T.O.P was brought out to face marijuana use allegations, which he admitted was true. While dealing with the legal battle, T.O.P was found one night in his home unresponsive. He was rushed to the hospital, where it was deemed T.O.P took much and overdosed on a sleep aid and was put into intensive care as he didn't wake up. People began to imagine the worst, but T.O.P would come out and make a full recovery. Returning back into the military to serve the rest of his time, the marijuana case was suspended so he can serve his mandatory military service, in which he will face the sentence then. And of course,
Mm.
the most recent event, Seungri and the Burning Sun. Well, to make a long story short, where there was a dispute at a club called Burning Sun, and the police started investigating the club and found evidence of prostitution. The club has ties to Seungri and YG Entertainment, and it was then reported Seungri would provide prostitution services to investors and businessmen who would work with him. Once this news broke, the media got a hold of Kakao Talk conversations was found between Seungri and other notable Korean celebrities from Jung Joo-young, Choi Jong-hoon, and others. Upon the controversy, Seungri announced his retirement from all entertainment. His mandatory military service has been postponed, and this case continues to unfold. And now today, all Big Bang members are in the military serving their time, not to be discharged until later this month, actually. The first to come out would be T.O.P, but again, he would have to face that suspended sentence of marijuana use. And I can imagine that once all the members come out, except for Seungri, that they wouldn't have a comeback for a while, that they would go on hiatus again, and maybe, probably, come back as Big Bang once again. So, Big Bang had a roller coaster.
That is crazy. I did not know. I was wondering. I was like, I know I have wow, that is crazy. That they literally I'm sorry, I'm trying to do something right quick. Doing it. It's crazy that they had literally had what what like I don't even know if I can say it on YouTube, you know. They did that they had the parlors. I don't know, I'm hinting. The parlors with the women. And then like the I guess that was only that one guy. But then like marijuana use I guess like in America like people like that. I'm pretty sure like Korea is more strict on that cuz I feel like that's more crazy. But then also top like did he that's like a lot. Like, you know, like I don't know. I think a lot of people in the industry like are very depressed. Like, you know, I feel like people love the industry but they also hate it. You know, you love the fame but you also hate the fame. Like fame is like a blessing and a curse. And I feel like a lot of celebrities get overwhelmed and they want a way out. And I feel sad about that. And I would wonder if it's like a way that people I think the industry has to get better in the future, like for all industries around the world, when you're making money off these people and they're like and they're an icon and they're a brand and they're not necessarily able to live their lives or heal from their trauma and you know and I think that's a lot but that's been it. This has been Sway Band Anime. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.